나를 잊어본 적 없어
널 찾아갈까 생각했어 난 느낌 없어 내 앞에
What the is this?
내 시간이 왔어요 그대 거야 너를 사랑해
최고 사령관 동직에서는 가장 치열하고 오목한 전쟁에 대처하자면
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I thought I'd bring a little bit of levity to your Friday afternoon. I'll be live streaming later this afternoon, hanging out, checking in with everybody. So I hope to see you there, right here on the main YouTube channel. K-pop. It's music, I'm told. I know Trillium will probably be really sad to hear that I don't listen to K-pop. but I don't judge you. All right. To me, it seems like 90s NSYNC era stuff. I don't know the answer. It's never really appealed to me. I know that the K-pop stans are an issue on Twitter, but now, unironically, apparently, North Korea, I'll be forced to call this move based in K-pilled. Amid Kim Jong-un, this is a new report, Kim Jong-un is now cracking down on K-pop fans. You know, if you're a K-pop fan and you don't want to face 15 years in a prison work camp for listening to it, perhaps maybe reading a book would be an excellent thing to do. And you might be saying, well, which book? Well, how about In Plain Sight? Check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, In Plain Sight by Dan Willis. In Plain Sight is a noir mystery set in 1930s New York where magic is part of the normal world. That said, magic is rare and comes in two flavors: the all-powerful sorcerers who use their abilities to acquire wealth and fame, and the runerites who scratch out what meager living they can with whatever weak spells they possess. Decidedly the latter category, Alex Lockerbie uses his limited magic in his job as a private detective. When a deadly magical plague is released in a Manhattan soup kitchen, the authorities fear it's a test for a more devastating attack. They call in the big guns, the FBI, their magical crimes consultant. Wanting to help, Alex instead finds himself under suspicion because of his ties to the priest who ran the soup kitchen. In Plain Sight is the first book in the ongoing Arcane Casebook series, already up to 7 volumes. It's available in ebook, audio, paperback, and even hardcover from Amazon. And if you are a subscriber to Kindle Unlimited, it's free for you to read. So if diesel punk noir detective solving crimes with his magic and his wits sounds like your slug of whiskey, grab a copy for yourself today by using the link in the description and pinned comment below. Always love shouting out authors who view the channel. Pick up the book, give it a read, let me know what you think of it. Be interested to hear your thoughts. And thanks to the author, Dan, for sponsoring. Now, obviously, Dan is not matching my opinion on K-pop. Maybe he really likes K-pop. Amid increasing cultural influence from South Korea, the 37-year-old North Korean leader is imposing harsher... He's 37? He looks like he's 1,000. 37-year-old North Korean leader is imposing harsher penalties on citizens caught listening to K-pop. The secretive anti-K-pop campaign came to light through internal documents smuggled out of the DPRK, by Seoul-based news source Daily North Korea. The New York Times first reported Friday. They were made public by South Korean legislators. The newly slimmed down DPRK despot has dubbed South Korean cultural imports a vicious cancer, corrupting North Korean youths' attire, hairstyles, speeches, behaviors, a la the dancing in the 80s movie Footloose, but with a much darker bent. In an apparent bid to launch his own brand of cancel culture, Kim introduced new laws in December stipulating that anyone caught watching or possessing K-pop could be sentenced up to 15 years of hard labor. The previous maximum punishment for fans of popular acts such as BTS was 5 years. By the way, can I just say that, like, that line, like, I mean, it was only 5 years before, like, 5 years for listening to music. Oh, the First Amendment is so awesome. Now, granted, North Korea, I mean, it's probably what a lot of modern leftists want the United States to be like, but I mean, I digress. If that wasn't harsh enough, K-pop smugglers could even face execution, while those caught singing, speaking, or writing in a South Korean style could be sentenced to 2 years at a work camp, per the documents. In past May, a citizen faced firing squad for selling South Korean music and other entertainment. Firing squad for selling K-pop. South Korean entertainment has long been imported to the North Korea, initially in the cassette form and eventually as flash drives from China. However, the Hermit Kingdom honcho has ramped up the anti-capitalist rhetoric in recent months as he sees his nation become increasingly susceptible to the cultural stylings of the South. You mean freedom? You mean freedom? Look, it may be popular to meme on K-pop, but, you know, I know that I have viewers that listen to it, and I would never, you know, like, whatever music you're into, that's cool. I mean, whatever. Maybe, you know, the stuff I listen to, you wouldn't like, you know, so it's fine. Indeed, K-pop prohibition came at a terrible time for the rogue regime, whose coup lockdown further crippled by an economy racked by decades of mismanagement and U.S.-led sanctions over Kim's nuclear weapons program. In the heat of the upheaval, experts say young North Koreans are more likely to adopt outside customs to challenge his authority. To Kim Jong-un, the cultural invasion from the South has gone beyond a tolerable level, says the chief editor of Asia Press International, a Japanese website that reports on North Korea. If this is left unchecked, he fears that his people might start considering that South is an alternative to replace the North. I mean, look, there's a reason people are fleeing North Korea, or putting their life at risk to get out of there, right? Leaving with nothing. It's a dictatorship. It's authoritarian, and now it is so bad that it's forcing me to defend K-pop, which I don't want to do. North Korean millennials who grew up during the 1990s famine, are especially disillusioned with the state, which had long pushed the notion that South Korea was a beggar-infested, terrible place. By watching bootlegged Korean content, they learned that while they were starving to death, their southern brethren were trying to shed pounds through dieting. It's not just listening to K-pop that's the problem. Lately, Korean slang has started to infiltrate everyday conversation. A North Korean woman increasingly called their boyfriends oppa, a term for honey. Isn't that for like grandma, oma, and oppa? Well, I don't know. Popularized by South Korean dramas, rather than the state-mandated comrade. My boyfriend is my comrade. In order to eradicate this phenomenon, state officials have been ordered to search computers, text messages, and notebooks for South Korean vernacular, while people caught mimicking the puppet accent could be banished from cities per the top secret papers. It seems like that would be a good thing. I'm not sure that would be like, yes, please. It might be too late to curb the trend. South Korean study of 116 recent defectors found that nearly half had frequently enjoyed Southern content while residing in the DPRK. Young North Koreans think they owe nothing to Kim Jong-un, said Young Gwan-il, a North Korean defector who smuggles K-pop into his former motherland. He must think about it. What are you in for? Man. Smuggling. Oh, really? Dang, dude, that's serious. What were you into? Yeah, I don't want to say. Come on. What were you smuggling? Nah, I don't want to say. Come on. It's K-pop. What? It's K-pop. K-pop? This isn't the first time Kim has cracked down on so-called anti-socialist tendencies. The past April, the mushroom-haired dictator infamously outlawed mullets and skinny jeans in an attempt to cut off decadent Western-style trends. the mullet is as a sign of decadence. I mean, I do respect it. There's one guy that lives around me that has a mullet, and it's unbelievable. Like, when you see it up close, you don't make fun of it. You kneel before it. But that is like a perfectly sculpted, it's like a meme mullet. It's everyone knows who he is, and like he's the mullet guy. But like he's super chill, and like he knows he's rocking a mullet and he doesn't care, which is exactly the type of guy that you want rocking a mullet. So perhaps that's what they're afraid of. You know, I guess this is just another time to be appreciative of wherever you live, you know, that it's not North Korea, because this is insanity. This is what socialism gets you. But, you know, keep pushing for it, leftists. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.